Hello. In this video, I'd like to explain how the new FIFA Club World Cup works and how the teams have qualified. First, I'll give you a brief overview of the Club World Cup's history. After that, I walk through the different qualification opportunities and explain how the qualification process works in each confederation. The Club World Cup is not a new idea. Its predecessor, the FIFA Club World Championship, was first held in 2000 in Brazil. 8 teams from all 6 FIFA confederations took part, with Corinthians from Brazil emerging as the winners. A second edition was planned the following year in Spain with 12 teams, but it never took place. After the end of the former Intercontinental Cup, which featured the winners of the UEFA Champions League and the CONMEBOL Copa Libertadores, FIFA introduced the Club World Cup in 2005. The most recent format was as follows. The 6 winners of the top club competitions from all FIFA confederations, along with the current champion of the host country, participated annually. The tournament began with a playoff match between the host champion and the representative of the OFC. The winner advanced to the quarterfinals, where he joined the representative of the AFC, CAF, and CONCACAF. Pairings were determined by a draw earlier. The winners of the quarterfinals faced either the UEFA or CONMEBOL representative in the semifinals. The losers of the semifinals played for the third place, while the winners competed in the final for the title. In earlier edition, there was also a match for the 5th place between the losers of the quarterfinals, but this was removed later. Starting in 2025, the following changes will take place. The tournament will now be held every 4 years and will feature 32 participants. 12 from UEFA, 6 from CONMEBOL, 4 each from the AFC, CAF and CONCACAF, 1 from the OFC and 1 club from the host nation country. The format will be similar to the FIFA World Cup from 1998 to 2022. There will be 8 groups of 4 teams each. The top 2 teams from each group will advance to the knockout stage, which includes the round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, and final. Unlike previous formats, there will be no third place match, making a total of 63 matches. What are the qualification pathways? Depending on the confederation, there are one or both of the following options. Champions Pathway. The winners of the Premier Club competition qualify directly through the Champions Pathway, regardless of the final position in the ranking. If a team wins the competition multiple times within the 4-year period, the additional spot is allocated to the 4-year ranking. There is no country restriction for winners, but victories can impact the ranking, which I'll explain later. FIFA's 4-year ranking. Clubs that not have won the Premier Club competition can qualify through the 4-year ranking. This ranking covers the past 4 seasons, with each season weighted equally. A maximum of 2 teams from the same country can qualify via the ranking. The points are awarded for wins, draws, and progression to later rounds within the competition. Important: this is not, and I repeat, not the ranking of the respective confederation, but a FIFA ranking based solely on the performance in the Premier Club competition. For example, I'm from the UEFA region, which also has a club ranking, but that ranking includes results from other competitions as well. What is meant by Premier Club competition? The definition of the Premier Club competition depends on the confederation. UEFA, OFC, and CAF have the Champions League. CONCACAF, previously called Champions League until 2023, was renamed and reformed as CONCACAF Champions Cup beginning in the season 24. AFC, previously known as the Champions League, is now called Champions League Elite. CONMEBOL, their premier competition is Copa Libertadores. Important, if your confederation has a second or third-tier competition, results from those tournaments do not count towards FIFA Club World Cup qualification. For example, in the UEFA region, winning the UEFA Europa League has no effect on qualification for the FIFA Club World Cup. Additionally, results from qualifying rounds are also not considered. Now that we talked about the qualification process, let's distribute the spots. The first spot is not awarded through sporting merit like the others. Instead, it is granted by FIFA and goes to the host country. For the first edition of the FIFA Club World Cup, FIFA has decided to nominate the winner of the 2024 MLS Supporter Shield, Inter Miami CF. I know it's a controversial decision, but that's how it is. And with that, we begin our journey around the world, starting with the smallest confederation, the OFC, which has one spot in the tournament. This spot is awarded to the winner of the 4-year ranking, meaning the team that has collected the most points within the last 4 editions of the OFC Champions League. This means that a team does not necessarily have to win the OFC Champions League to qualify. In this case, however, Auckland City FC from New Zealand have secured their spots by winning the last 3 editions of the OFC Champions League. It's 3 because the tournament was not held in 2021 due to COVID. A few words about the ranking. Speaking of rankings, the qualified teams are marked in 2 different colors as shown on the FIFA homepage you will find in the info box down below. Dark green. This means teams that qualified as the winners of the Premier Club competition. Light green, teams that qualified via the ranking. After Oceania, we travel northeast across the Pacific to the CONCACAF region, which covers North and Central America as well as the Caribbean. There are 4 spots available for the 4 winners of the CONCACAF Champions League and Champions Cup. These teams are CF Monterrey from Mexico, Seattle Sounders FC from the United States, Club Leon from Mexico, and CF Pachuca also from Mexico. In the event that a team wins the Champions Cup more than once, the spot is awarded to the highest ranked team in the standings. As you see in the ranking, we have our 4 winners colored in dark green, and regardless of their position in the ranking and their nationality, they are qualified. From North America, we travel west across the Pacific and arrive at the AFC in Asia. Like CONCACAF, the AFC typically has 4 spots for the 4 winners of the AFC Champions League, but there is an exception for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. First, we have the winners of the 2021 AFC Champions League, Al Hilal from Saudi Arabia, and the 2022 season winners, Urawa Red Diamonds from Japan. After that, the AFC decided to adjust the schedule. Previously, the tournament was played from spring to fall within 1 calendar year. However, after the change, these games are now spread across 2 calendar years. As a result, there was no winner in 2023, and the next winner was determined in 2024 with Al Ain from the United Arabian Emirates. Due to this change, there is an exception made, and the 4th spot is awarded to our highest ranked team, which is Ulsan HD from Korea. For the 2029 edition of the FIFA Club World Cup, however, the original format will be reinstated, meaning that only the 4 previous season winners will qualify unless there is a multiple-time champion. As you can see now in the ranking, we have both colors. In dark green, our 3 winners, Al Hilal, Urawa Red Diamonds, and Al Ain, and in light green, Ulsan HD as the best placed team that did not win the AFC Champions League. Our journey takes us further west from Asia to Africa, where we reach the CAF region. Like the AFC and CONCACAF, the CAF has 4 starting spots for the 4 winners of the CAF Champions League. However, when we look at the past 4 seasons, we only find 2 names on the list of winners. Al Ahly from Egypt, who won 3 of the last 4 editions, and Wydad AC from Morocco, who broke Al Ahly's streak. Since Al Ahly has won the CAF Champions League multiple times, the remaining spots will be allocated to the best placed team in the ranking. These teams are Esperance de Tunis from Tunisia and Mamelodi Sundowns from South Africa. And as we can see in the table, Al Ahly and Wydad AC are in first and second position, followed by Esperance de Tunis and Mamelodi Sundowns. This will also remain the only confederation in which the top-placed teams will take part. From Africa, we head north, cross the Mediterranean, and arrive in Europe with UEFA. Unlike the previous confederations, where qualification was based solely on either winning the championship or the 4-year ranking, UEFA offers both routes. First, as in the previous formats, the winners of the UEFA Champions League from 2021 to 2024 seasons qualify automatically. In addition, the 8 highest-ranked teams that are not affected by the country restrictions also qualify. This might seem a bit complicated, so here's an explanation. If a team wins the UCL, that victory reduces the number of available qualification slots via the 4-year ranking for other teams from the same country. Conversely, if a nation does not produce a UCL winner, only its 2 best-ranked teams are eligible to qualify. This country restriction can occur in 3 ways. First, 2 different clubs from the same country win the UCL. In this case, no other team from that country can qualify via the 4-year ranking. Qualification for the Club World Cup would only be possible by winning the UCL. Second, 1 club from a country wins the UCL. In this scenario, only the highest-ranked team from that country in the 4-year ranking can qualify. Lower-ranked teams from the same country would no longer have the opportunity to qualify. Third, no club from a country wins the UCL during the 4-year period. In this case, only the 2 best-placed teams from that country in the 4-year ranking can qualify. Lower-ranked teams would no longer be eligible. To show you how this works in practice, let's go through the past 4 seasons. 2020-21 season, Chelsea from England won the UCL. This means that only 1 other team from England can qualify via the ranking. 21-22 season, Real Madrid from Spain were the winners. Similar to the previous season, only 1 team from Spain can now qualify via the ranking. 22-23 season, Manchester City from England won the UCL. This is where it gets important. Since 2 teams from the same country have already qualified, no other English team can qualify via the ranking. However, a 3rd English team could still participate, but only by winning the UCL in the 23-24 season. 23-24 season, Real Madrid won again. As with Al Ahly from Egypt in the CAF, this spot will be transferred to the 4-year ranking without affecting the existing country restrictions. Let's summarize the season so far. First, our 3 winners, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Manchester City, have qualified as winners of the UCL regardless of the final position. 2. Due to country restrictions, the following effects arise. No other team from England can qualify, case number 1, and only 1 team from Spain can qualify, case number 2. As Real Madrid has won the UCL twice, 9 teams will qualify via the ranking list. Now you can see the final table of the 4-year UEFA ranking, presented in the similar colors. Our three winners, highlighted in dark green, Manchester City, Real Madrid and Chelsea, have qualified regardless of their ranking. Now let's review the rest of the table to determine which teams can qualify. Bayern Munich from Germany will participate as they are the best placed team and only one team from Germany can qualify through the ranking. The same rules applies to Paris Saint-Germain from France. In sixth place we have Borussia Dortmund from Germany. Since there are now two teams from Germany, no other German team ranked below can qualify. In seventh place we have Internazionale from Italy. This team will also take part and only one Italian team can qualify via the ranking. In eighth place we have Liverpool. However, they cannot participate because following Manchester City's victory in 2023, qualification for English teams via the ranking is no longer possible. This is our first case of a country restriction. In ninth place we have FC Porto from Portugal. Since no Portuguese team has qualified yet, this club will take part and only one other Portuguese team can qualify. In 10th place, Atletico Madrid occupies the final qualifying spot for Spanish teams. In 11th place, we have RB Leipzig. However, as there are already two higher-ranked teams from Germany, RB Leipzig cannot qualify. This is our third case of country restriction. FC Barcelona faces a similar situation. With a winning team already present in the ranking, Real Madrid, and another higher-placed Spanish team, Atletico Madrid, FC Barcelona is unable to qualify. This is our second instance of a country restriction. In positions 13 and 14, we have SL Benfica and Juventus, the teams occupying the second and final spot for Portugal and Italy respectively. Consequently, Napoli in 15th and AC Milan in 17th place cannot qualify for the Club World Cup. FC Sevilla in 16th place are also ineligible. This brings us to FC Salzburg in the 18th place. Thus, we have the 9th team that can qualify through the ranking, as there are 6 other teams that, although ranked higher, cannot participate due to the country restrictions. So, here you have the 12 teams representing the UEFA region at the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. The final stop on our journey takes us to South America with CONMEBOL. It offers 6 qualification spots and, like UEFA, provides both pathways to qualification. 4 teams qualify as winners of the Copa Libertadores and 2 via the annual ranking. Here too, we face the country restriction that exists in the other confederations. As a brief reminder on how the victories affect the 4-year ranking. The first season in 2021 was won by Palmeiras from Brazil. Thus, of 2021, only one Brazilian team can qualify through the ranking. The second season in 2022 was won by Flamengo, also from Brazil, meaning that after the 2022 season, no Brazilian team can qualify through the ranking. Brazilian teams can only qualify by winning the Copa Libertadores. Looking at the following 2 seasons, we have for 2023 with Fluminense and 2024 with Botafogo, 2 teams each from Brazil. Similar to the 3 Mexican teams from CONCACAF, it is possible for more than 2 teams per nation to qualify for the Club World Cup, if they win the tournament. The remaining 2 places in the 4-year ranking are awarded to the best ranked teams that are not from Brazil. As we can see in the table, Atlético Mineiro from Brazil cannot qualify because, on one hand, they did not win the Copa Libertadores, and on the other hand, due to the country restriction for Brazilian teams. Therefore, only the 2 Argentine teams, CA River Plate and CA Boca Juniors, as the best ranked teams can participate. And as you can clearly see here, Botafogo is only in 22nd place, since they only participated in the 2024 Copa Libertadores, but their win is sufficient for them to qualify. And so, here are the 32 teams that will compete in the Club World Cup in the United States in June and July 2025. The opening match will take place on June 14, 2025 at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami between Inter Miami and Al Ahly, while the final will be held on July 13th at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area. I personally will be there for Bayern Munich's first two matches, on June 15th in Cincinnati against Auckland City FC and on June 20th in Miami against Boca Juniors. And I can hardly wait. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments along with any remarks or feedback. Thank you very much for watching and perhaps see you soon.